We are here with Assochange, and today we got a special guest, Himanshu Tambe. He's the Managing Director of Talent and Organization of ACCENTURE, and we're going to talk about digital change. So it's a very special occasion, so thank you so much for being here today. We know that you are very, very busy, so thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. And we would like to understand how digital is going to impact the way that change management works.
Okay. So no, that's a very interesting question, Isabella. Before we start talking about how digital is going to affect change, let's at least try to ground ourselves with what digital means. And the way I think about digital is in terms of the acronym IMAX. So it's interactive in terms of how people are beginning to engage with companies. Mobility, which is how they receive. Analytics, in terms of how insights are delivered. Cloud, in terms of where data is stored and how it is delivered. And finally, security, because I think the more things are going digital, the more data security is becoming an issue. So how do you win the trust of the consumer? Now, given this context of IMAX, I think digital is changing a number of things. It's changing the way we work. It changes who is doing the work. Because today, with robotics, with artificial intelligence, both the brain and the brawn is getting augmented. So it's changing a number of things in terms of how work is changing. And as a result of how work is changing, there's also a change in therefore the workforce. Right? There's also a change in the expectations of the people. Gone are those days where people just came to work, do work. They expect a consumer grade experience at work, just like they expect, let's say, from a Citibank or from an Alibaba or an Amazon. So for a number of different reasons, digital is fundamentally changing the way work happens, who does the work, and what people expect when they come to work.
In your opinion, what are the most important trends when it comes to change management for the next 3 to 5 years, as you've got a great international experience?
That's a very good question. I think what digital is doing is it's increasing the pace of change, and it's increasing the intensity of change. And as a result, I think organizations have to start thinking about change management very differently. They have to start thinking about it not as long-term, but immediate term. They need to start thinking about it not as a set of routine procedures, but as a set of things that you do, you learn, you fail fast, and you learn from those failures and move on again. So it's a more agile way of embarking on change management than the older days. The other big thing that's happened in recent times is neurosciences and the progress that neurosciences has made. So the way the brain works and the impact that has on the way people change. And so you will notice that there is much greater emphasis today on creating a user experience or a consumer experience. There's much greater emphasis on culture and coaching than there was previously. And finally, I think the other big thing is because of data and the availability of data, using analytics to sort of predict whether an organization is on course or off course and what it takes to get the organization back on course. This is another very big thing that's happening. So I think you will see change management in the future becoming more agile, more data-based, and more linked to neurosciences and the way the brain works. I hope that helps.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your help, and thank you so much for being here with us today.
It's a pleasure. Thank you very much.